Snap. Let's see if they can hear this. All right. What to read? I haven't even finished reading my Fist of North Star Volume 2. I don't remember where I left off, and I don't know, that spy noise always makes me nervous. Should be more excited about having these things, but oh well. Is anybody here? I guess not. I guess I'll just keep reading. Yeah, that sound, I hate it. I always feel like the spine's gonna fall apart, which it could be because it's new, but at the same time, I don't know for sure. I see some color pages in the back. I'm not sure if I've seen all the color pages now that I think about it. I've seen this one before. Why isn't this one colored? That's weird. Like the Kenshiro profile picture, it's not colored at all. Oh, okay, so people are showing up now. Where am I going with this? I just picked up Devilman vs. Hades, excited to read it, just like Guapo, or wait, I guess Guapo. Oh, that's good. Congrats, because I actually have all three down here. Yeah, okay, here we go. What was I going with this? I don't know if it showed, but when I got cut off, for some strange reason, that I have all three volumes. However, I'm not really that into it. I would have preferred if it somehow segued into Violence Jack, but that didn't happen. It didn't happen, not as I anticipated. I don't have any particular topic to talk about. I just want to see if I can accomplish anything within the hour. Any more comments? Just one. I know it's very spur of the moment, but I really didn't have much other any other time to do this. Poupon the Third. The Third. Hell yeah. Yeah, Poupon the Third. Wasn't that from Shin-Chan? Maybe that thing is still too high. Yeah, okay, it was from Shin-Chan. Let me pick it up a little more. I guess that'll do. Yeah. Anyone else here? Stuff to ask me or stuff to comment on? So far it's going to be a very slow stream at this rate. I don't have any particular topics. Okay, how you been lately? Just like Wapple. I've been doing better because I started a different job, so I'm like very stress-free. That's why I've been able to do more videos recently and pop them out. I just kind of wish I could make a big video that fast, but I can't. And right now I'm just trying to get links open for Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, let's see. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. I've been the only regret that I'm having right now is drawing, which I haven't done, because one of the biggest sketches I've done was back in November, and I haven't. I did finish. Hey, Hero, hello. How you been, Walking Dead? I mean, your videos, they're like super old. They're like 3 years old. Kept things in private, man, for so long. Good toy collection. Try Travis Tippins. Thank you. I'm good, sir. Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people have brought it up. Like even other toy collectors saying like, "Wow, that's like a lot of stuff." But like, that's nice of you to say. But I know for sure there's other people that have much bigger collections. I just have a shelf in a corner. People have rooms. They have room collecting. Copy on Instagram. Actually, I'll go to Twitter first. It's easier to go that way. Well, let's see. I did it on the old channel. It's a nice shelf, though. Thank you. It's actually my dad made the shelf. Unfortunately, it's there's actually no wall on the other side. It's a hollow shelf. So I guess it could either, if I had a different room, I could have possibly put stuff in the front and the back, but not right now. Let's see, put a live stream here. Live now. Earlier I was watching Saint Seiya on Netflix. I was just watching like the big arcs, the Sanctuary arc and Poseidon arc. I'm 3 episodes away of completing the series. Instagram. Crap, I don't have a picture for live stream. Yeah, that is a problem. I don't have any pictures to post for a live stream, so I don't know about that now. I might delete the post then. Yeah, okay. Do you prefer devil? Oh, hold up. Let me go back up. Oh, it's Eyebrow Scar. Hey, yo, how are you? Everything good? Yeah. It's been getting better. I've gotten a different job, so it's been stressless. I've been able to do stuff. The only thing I'm worried is that one... Oh, okay, my laptop is gonna die off. Give me a moment. Let me turn this off. And then connect the laptop. Actually, I think I should turn on the fan as well while I'm at it. Hold up. Yeah, I have a stress-free job at the moment. The only thing I'm worried about is on, I think next weekend, things are gonna get a little chaotic due to the holidays. Give me a moment. Turn on the fan. Jeez, that's an awful buzz. Holy crap, why is there spider webs there now? Jeez. It's been that long. I wish I could adjust the lighting. Right now it's like, would that look better? Or like, I guess I'll just leave it like that for right now. Hey, manly Merry Christmas, Alistair6531. Manly Merry Christmas to you. It's not even Christmas yet. Like, here's the thing. I was going in stores, and it's still November, and they're already playing Christmas carols. I'm thinking we still got a while to wait. What do you think of the current Berserk situation? Do you think they will end it abruptly? Did a new chapter come out, or that's what I've heard? Because I am aware about Kentaro Miura's passing, and because Berserk is in the same boat as Golgo 13. The difference with Golgo and Takao Saito Productions, like, they're already prepared for this to happen for like several years, and they could operate well without Takao Saito himself. But when it comes to Berserk, I'm not really sure. I don't think people can necessarily replicate it. Because if anything, what I'm expecting to happen is someone is going to like maybe continue the story, but I don't know if they can replicate his Kentaro's art style or put as much detail as they used to be. Because I'm thinking things are going to be simplified, and maybe that's part of the reason why they swapped to digital, just to make it easier on themselves. Maybe there's some illustrations Kentaro never finished. Those are probably going to be valuable. Rabid Waffles, do you prefer Devilman or Berserk? Devilman, I want to say I encountered Berserk first, but Devilman is the one that I just have more of an attachment to. I think probably the reason is because it was so short and like straight to the point. And then later on, all the other supplemental material or the expanded universe of Code Nagai just made it more interesting and made it mysterious. With Berserk, it was always a frustrating wait of once the next thing coming out, then I lose interest, and then whenever a new anime adaptation comes out, it's always kind of awful looking at least, and I'm just very displeased. With Berserk is all about teasing. With Devilman, it's more about like I'm just kind of waiting for something new or something to be officially released, but it never kind of happens. Seven Seas only did 3 mangas. They did Grimoire, Hades, and the original manga, and they haven't done anything else since then. So I'm kind of wondering if for the past 5 years they haven't done anything. They haven't grabbed Mazinger Z's. I'm kind of wondering if 2022, for the series' 50th anniversary, will they do something again, or will Devilman come back in some other form? But with Berserk, at this point, I just want a good adaptation of the Black Swordsman arc. I just want to see those things animated. But at this point, maybe it's like we probably just have to accept that it won't get animated. I mean, plenty of people read it. Will you do a review on Saint Seiya just like Guapo? Maybe, because I did find a site which does have the Netflix dub or the Sentai Filmworks dub, which is the one they're using. And it's a lot better than the ADV films and the way before it with Deke. Maybe because the way Toei has been lately, I don't know how am I gonna go about that. Because I definitely want to address the dub because there's certain things that made me laugh. There's a lot of swearing. Well, there's some swearing in the Saint Seiya dub, and it always comes out in the right moment. It's never too. It's not a streamlined dub or a manga entertainment dub, but it kind of reminds me of that. Where am I going with this? And then, well, what I would like to do also is do a voice comparison and with some of the cast members because for some reason Cancer Death Mask and the new dub is like very over the top, very pompous, but it works for the character. And then one of the pluses for me was Libra Doko's like when he's an old man. In the new dub, he sounds a lot better than the ADB films one, because that one he just sounded like super silly, very, very flamboyant. I don't know why it just came out as super comical. There's a lot of other benefits because in the ADV they always called Saori's name wrong. They would say Sayori, like Lady Sayori instead of Saori. And then there was also a line error where they said it's like the sword of lie when they mean to say Ei, which is like the quick draw technique of the Japanese swordsmen, and they just translated that wrong entirely, or maybe Ilya Guardiola just read the I as an L, or whatever. And let me get a bottle. Bottle. But I'm 3 episodes away of completing the Poseidon arc, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch like a lot of the filler stuff, like the Asgard arc and the stuff between the Galaxian Wars and Sanctuary, because there's some stuff in there that just looks so fillerish, and I don't remember what's canon or not, and I might have to like just browse through the manga on Spanish websites, because I think that's the only way I can read the whole thing, despite Viz Media once published a series, but I don't think you can find that anywhere. Nowhere for cheap, or nowhere online for scanlations, or I don't know. So I don't know if I'm gonna do a review on it, because it's gonna be a full-on retrospective, because I think that's gonna be from now on, like all the big name series is gonna be a whole retrospective on everything, because with Saint Seiya, it tried so many times to be popular over here in the United States, and it's not clicking, and it's kind of upsetting. I'm not gonna lie that I did find like a lot of questionable decisions during the stuff that involves Saga that doesn't make sense, and because I'm also watching the CGI movie, I haven't finished it, I'm like an hour in, and they are making some corrections that I've always been thinking about from the actual source material, but I'm also curious what is canon and what is not, because there's a lot of differences from the manga. And even so, I'm just kind of wondering if it's Toei making all these dumb things, or was it Kuramada always that did these like these comical actions. Oy. Just saw your Toei video and it was pretty accurate from Alistair6531. Oh, thank you. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that video, because I was thinking like, will Toei take me down, or will Red Letter Media like also get on my back? It's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Anime here. Nurse's YouTuber who'd put a clip of us. I can't even do a good masterclass. But yeah, I don't know if anyone on here watched Red Letter Media, but I started watching them like last year, then I stopped, and then I just came back with like full throttle this year, and I'm a little worried because I already saw like a good chunk of their content, and I'm kind of wondering what am I gonna do, because I already saw their half in the not half in the bag. I saw all of their best of the worst. I saw all their Plinkletto, Black Spine, the Junka. There was another game like That Price is Right game. I forgot what was the name of that skee ball thing. Spin the wheel. All of that forms of the best of the worst. Like I've seen a bunch of stuff. So I don't know because I'm like browsing through half in the bag and I'm thinking I might have to just rewatch all these because I know I haven't finished them all. Oh well. I changed jobs too this year. Got less time for hobbies, but it's a job I love, so that's good. Eyebrows. Oh, that's great. Because with me, like I don't know if I think I'll stick with it for like a while, but I don't know if it's gonna be like a definitive job. Because I've also been wondering whether if I should return to college and get some type of degree, but I don't know. It'd be easier if I could if I could get married like on a if I could get married to a breadwinner. Let's see, Tiffany Chan 123. Hello to you. Eyebrow Scar. I will try to focus on some smaller projects next year. Anything you got planned for 2022? I don't know because when every New Year passes, I keep thinking about, gee, what haven't I done, and what are the things that I wish I did, and the first thing that always comes to mind are the big character lists, the manly list, the manly villains list, like, or maybe do some type of like update for the manly characters list or some sort of retrospective of that. I don't know. It's getting to the point where like I really shouldn't have stopped. But then again, I don't know what would happen to the channel. Maybe I would have gotten like a lot more animosity from the current people. The best example I can think of is that there was like a few on my rants for Masters of the Universe Revelation, and there was a couple of people kept asking me like one thing after another, and sometimes it was the same person, and I'm thinking like I kind of don't want to. How else do I sum this up that you don't get it? And I know for sure it's like you're not gonna budge, so why even bother replying? So I don't know. Maybe I could just ignore them at that point, but I would have to do the manly list from scratch. The manly villains. There is one thing I want to do for like an introduction, but I want it to be like a full-on green screen thing for like this one scene, and I don't know if I can make it convincing enough where the joke works. It's like not even a long thing. It's probably like 20 seconds like on camera that I want to do, but I think at this point it's more about me trying to watch the stuff that I need to watch, read the stuff that I need to read, and then get on with it. Because with Lupin, I could talk about, like I made a big one already, but I could talk about the parts individually. I'm also a little kind of concerned because Vista North Star is like the biggest one that I want to do. But the way Toei has been, I'm kind of wondering maybe I might have to be cheap about it and actually say like, you got to go to my Patreon to watch these things. Like it's an hour long, but at least you won't get ads. Like, or maybe I could do that because the stuff that I've written, if I record myself, it's probably going to be like 40 minutes of me talking. Because there was earlier samples for Motu Revelations that I wanted to talk about and I fully edited. And it was going to be about 30 minutes. And then I tried to trim it down and made it down to like 15, 16 minutes. But then the show finished, but the hype kind of... Everyone already said their piece and I didn't feel I was going to add anything new. And at this point, I'm thinking I could just salvage what I have and rewrite it a bit for it could be part of a 1 year retrospective. Like, I'm going to talk about Revelations again, like in July, and actually look back at everything that's happened, like since it got announced in PowerCon with Kevin Smith, and then all the things that just went downhill from there. And maybe by that point, the CGI He-Man would actually gotten a bigger reputation. I don't know. More episodes, maybe. And I'm kind of hoping they don't, because I'm really hoping Motu R doesn't have like another series coming up next year, because I feel it's going to be like the same problems again. Only I feel like Motu R is going to become Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, that type of stuff, where it just keeps popping out more and more. And I'm thinking, no, why are people accepting this? At this rate, I'm gonna get like start understanding what Mike and Jay feel with Star Trek, with the current shows, because I've seen a lot of Star Trek, but I have not seen the was it even called Discovery? Because I don't remember the name between like the current Star Trek and one of those series that I haven't finished because I've seen Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Next Gen, original. I even saw Star Trek Continues with Vic Mignogna, and that's like a whole can of worms. But the show's good, but then I can't really bring him up because of that one actor and whatever, blah blah blah. The point is like everyone's like I'm walking on thin ice when it comes to some of the topics I want to talk about, but I'm also kind of surprised that there was a lot of manly memes, but at the same time, I'm kind of wondering if we get a little carried away with them, this could end up becoming like the next form of toxic masculinity, and which I don't want it to happen. I want this to be like a fun thing, but I don't know. It's like how things are gonna turn out. Be nice. That's what I always believed in. It's just that with Motu-R, that's the first time I got upset. There was other scenarios or other things that have happened before, and it didn't bother me too much. Like Terminator: Dark Fate, I just thought it was kind of boring. Like towards the end, how it was dragging it out. Ghostbusters 2016, that didn't like annoy me at all. I just thought there was like, oh, it's cool. It's a lot more different ghosts this time. And Ghostbusters Afterlife like kind of disappointed me a bit because the last few scenes are just like it's just Ghostbusters 1 again. I mean, come on. I just upset that everything's like coming out bad now. I just want something good again. And so far all the good stuff is like in the past. Alistair, I managed to read Yo, and it was pretty good, and saw the OVA after that. And it was alrighty, not on par with the manga, but still alright. I guess it was better than the other show that Junji Ito had, the anthology stuff. Rabbit Waffles, Devilman, I think is the perfect tragic ending. It's very unexpected and very bold because it's very debated whether Devilman. Well, I'm pretty sure he did because I don't know what other mangas were that gruesome around that time because I know Tezuka's Alabaster predates Devilman by a lot, so and that was already like pretty. Well, at least I think it is. It was like pretty gruesome ending. The difference with Devilman that it feels very superhero, very shonen. It doesn't feel like something bad can happen, but it does. And it's a big message. And it's been wondering because of Devilman, is that the reason why every other manga can go that far? They could take it that far, they could become darker. And because seinen existed before Devilman. Like you got Golo 13 in the 60s, Lupin in 67. But I don't know what other. I think Barefoot Gin might have already happened before that, or maybe something from Miyazaki. So, yeah, but in terms of like superhero, like dark superheroes, Devilman predates like a whole bunch of them. Like he's older than Spawn. He's older than I don't know if he's older than Ghost Rider, but Devilman's definitely older than Spawn. He's older than The Crow. What other dark hero I'm thinking about? Like the Punisher, maybe. Maybe not the Punisher. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but if you're asking like what superhero show was like so good, in those days it would have been Gatchaman, Devilman, and Kashan, because like the good superhero show didn't happen till the 90s with Batman, and then from there you get your dark storytelling. But you look in Japan and you got stuff like Kikaider, Devilman, Gatchaman, Kashan, and they could blow Batman out of the water. Well, to some extent, because Batman still has like a bunch of good episodes, a bunch of like good atmosphere. But in terms of how uncensored you can go and how like, without pulling punches, the anime has that beat for a while. Maybe considering it is 50, Tiffany. I don't remember what's in context with that. Like, I just rambled on for a little bit. What do you think of Orokutsu? I don't know if you spelled it right, but Orotsuki like you're talking about Legend of the Overfiend, right? I actually still haven't seen it. The only thing I know about it is like one line of dialogue and some of the ideas that either the demons or a human or somebody has to like swallow some semen to gain some power. So that's all I know. I did hear about it in one podcast that for the UK, a lot of people watched it back then, and it was sort of like a rite of passage for like young anime fans. Favorite JoJo part by Travis Tippins. It's probably either, let me scoot back, it's somewhere between 1, 2, and 3. The thing is, Jotaro's like at the very bottom of this shirt. I kind of wish he was like in the center. But I was 1, 2, 3. Like I know that's cheating, but the whole story connects with those 3 parts like the closely. And like 1, 2, 3, and 6 are like the most intertwined about with all JoJo parts. Like 4 could fit in obviously because of Josuke, but part 5 is like so disconnected from the rest of the series. But I'm gonna lean towards the original trilogy because that's when JoJo was in its manly phase, and before it swapped and became just Araki all the way, the Tetsuo Hara age of Araki, the age of muscles, and it was just overall more manly. Like I would have preferred, I probably would have liked JoJo more if it kept that manliness, but it didn't. I know it would have looked a little weird because it was being like very quirky, very flamboyant, like manly man in later parts. Like if the Golden Wind cast were like that buff, it would look a little funny. But I don't know. I think I would have still been intrigued. I also feel like the writing was a little more dramatic, and those initial parts there was a lot more. Because it's present in the other JoJo parts, the characters dying and people mourn from them and all that, but I just like the way the tone is for the original 3. So that's my answer. Just want to say hi, but I have to go to sleep. Oh, okay. Hi, Kiryu Sanagi. I don't know what part of the world you live in, or if you just need to rest. Alistair. And the one good thing I had with the OVA was making something good out of an alright OVA. They'll mainly joke about the not so great CGI for the Death Stench monster. Death Stench monster. Wait, like I don't even know what you're talking about now. Was it about Devilman? Like, but Death Stench monster. I don't recall. Or maybe you're talking about Legend of the Overfiend. I don't know. I rewatched Devilman Crybaby recently. Hot damn, Yuasa went hard. I need to rewatch Crybaby because I have not seen it since 2020, 2018, 2019, like that point. And like the most that I've looked at was like clips when I'm editing, but to actually sit down and watch the whole show again, because I'm actually kind of wondering whether it holds up and whether people. Well, the thing is, like my videos for Crybaby still get views, like a lot. They're like the number 1 and 2 on my channel, but I'm not sure like how the general interest is in Devilman or. Because I still feel it's the same as it was back then. People are just more into Crybaby and not necessarily the rest of Go Nagai. It's gotten to the point where I wanted to make one of those memes of like average Devilman Crybaby fan versus Go Nagai enjoyer or Devilman enjoyer, and just go crazy with the manga panels on like how much Devilman lore is there, or another one which is like Devilman Crybaby versus Devilman lore or Go Nagai lore, and then you get Dante and all this other stuff. So I don't know. To be honest, I've been wanting to do some like meme videos, like, and those two in particular, I could get carried away with it so much that I could probably do like a 2-hour maybe an hour or a 2-hour compilation of just those types of memes. And then the recent stuff that's happened with the Snotty Boy Glow Up meme, where I could do that. I could just make an AMV of other things, and I don't know, because I've seen like a lot of funny ones, and no one's brought up Darkwing Duck yet because he has 2 episodes where he's super buff. And you're talking about Gyo. Okay, that's what you're talking about the CGI. The funny thing about the Gyo is the OVA is made by the same studio that did the Fate animes like Demon Slayer. I can't remember the name. It was like Key Animation or Key Art, something like that. I found Devilman Crybaby kind of disappointing, and how it dumbed down a lot. I'm not a fan of modernizing a classic story, Rabbit Waffles. I understand that because I also feel that same thing applies to the current fan perception. How people just want to stick with Crybaby and not necessarily explore other things unless it becomes a new anime on Netflix. Because I feel like it's getting to the point where people only watch something if it's on there, if it's on that streaming service or Disney Plus or some other type of big name ones. Especially when it comes to anime. That's how they have a boom. Because there's also a lot of reaction videos and all that. Because I remember bumping into one for Kengan Asura. They're saying like, This is a little funny comment because he's watching a reaction of Kengan Asura, which is like the Kure Ryan versus Oma Tokita fight. And he's saying like it's kind of like Baki, but I had to quit Baki because it was like nothing but fighting. Like, is Kengan Ashura good? I'm like, it's kind of more of the same, or like Baki light in my case. But when it comes to Crybaby's like modernized thing, like there's other anime that have that modernization thing, like Parasite, where it was actually updated to the days of iPads instead of but to me that one is a redundant thing because didn't the character still die in the phone booth, and you know there's no phone booths and the iPad. So yeah, like that one didn't have to. And I want to say Hunter x Hunter also got in like a modernized like setting, but then again, like their world had like this brain in a tube for to activate a computer or a laptop. So I'm pretty sure they had their own. I don't remember if the original had cell phones or that was just in the reboot. But yeah, I don't know. Also, my papa is coming home from rehab to. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I used to have. I don't know if it was called a rehab, but my grandma used to be in one of those. But she's not with us anymore. I actually really like Crybaby by Tiffany Chen. Yeah, I know a lot of people really do, and like there was parts that I liked because I watched that anime when it premiered at like in 2 in the morning, because I was just waiting for Crybaby like all freaking year long, thinking like, what are they gonna do with this Devil Man? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, are they gonna see the? Because I was kind of just content. I think this also could apply to the way how he fans are right now with Multi Revelations. Is that I was craving Devilman material, and then I finally got what I wanted to see. I did finally see that ending, like you know, the tragic ending happen. I remember going on like on a Kiss Anime website saying, "Oh, this is the anime of the year," and then people were like, "No, they're not." And then the whole boom happened where everyone started talking about Devilman Crybaby, and where are they now? I don't think anyone's talking about it anymore because they weren't fans to begin with. But when it comes to Crybaby, I really wish it had the look of the Cyborg 009 OVA. I wish they were the ones that did the whole adaptation, because it would have been manga accurate, especially with the. I really want to see those black and white silhouette visuals that Go Nagai does, and I just want to see something Go Nagai looking in general. I haven't even looked at Getter Robo, and I should, even though that's from Ken Ishikawa, but it correlates to this. I haven't looked at Getter Robo, and I really should have. Yeah, that's why I need to re-examine Crybaby, because I'm thinking, because from the top of my head, I want to say the friendship between Akira and Riol doesn't. It's not believable why they would be friends. Because they gave, I think they gave a little more too much backstory between the two in the Crybaby iteration, which doesn't really apply to the original manga, which they kept it brief. So you could just buy their friends, but now I'm kind of like questioning it in this one, because I remember episode 2 or 3, like Ryo Asuka breaks into someone's house, and didn't they blow it up or something, or they were going like searching somebody's room, and you know that whole scene right there where he almost like, I think he wanted to kill Mickey also at that point. Like I don't remember. Like that's why I need to watch it. I'm thinking, like I don't see why Akira would be friends with this Ryo, because this Ryo is like super crazy. Like he's always been crazy, but this one's just like super deranged, and I don't know. I really need to look back at these things. I'm probably just gonna bring up like so many comments. I don't know if I can even do it in one video. It might be like a series of videos, like done in the style of Mr. Plinkett. Devilman Crybaby was the worst thing ever. No, it's probably not that bad. Devilman Crybaby was the most overhyped anime of the year, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. I found Crybaby to be really good, but I kind of like the manga better. I always like the manga better. I always like Go Nagai more than anybody. Like Go Nagai. But the reason why I can't be mad at Crybaby or too upset about anything is because without that show, I wouldn't be holding this. I know that for sure. I wouldn't be holding on to this thing. Yeah, I wouldn't be getting my manga panels of Devilman. Where's the Where is that panel that I like when he becomes Devil Man? Oh no, that I'm thinking of volume 2 of the one towards the end. We wouldn't get our goofy Go Nagai panels because there's a few panels of Go Nagai off comical, but then there's others that are just so brutal, and work so well. I would like to get like the new editions just to look at the new manga panels that they made. Like this one, like forever ingrained in my memory. Like that panel of Devilman, and I really hate that they put Shin Devilman in this thing. Like I wish it wasn't in here. I hate it. I hate Shin Devilman so much. Yeah, because I want to see these panels, man. I want to see this. I want to see this so bad in like an anime form. Like Cutie Honey Universe actually had some of it. Like that OVA teased me. It showed me this. It showed me this thing, and I want more. Yeah, I mean, Go Nagai's like panel layout is so great because look at this. The way it zooms in and then like closer and closer and closer to that, and oh, it's supposed to come from. Yeah, this is supposed to start from here first. You see the footsteps, and you see those dark shadows on his face. Come on, give me a Go Nagai anime that looks that good. Or anything like this, because I'm pretty sure that's inspired Kentaro Miura, because like, you know, all those famous Berserk angry panels of Guts, like slashing. Okay, there we go. Like, I don't know, like to some, if anyone's not seen Devilman yet, like I'm just spoiling everything for you. Like, yeah, come on, give me this, give me that. Actually, what I want to see, there's so many scenes that I want to watch in anime form, even with the. Okay, I definitely look at this less because the pages look wider here. Where's Xenon? Oh, it must have been more earlier. Oh, you are the demons. Come on, where's the panel I'm looking for? I'm looking for Xenon. Where's Xenon? Like, I call him Xenon, but for all I know, his name could be Zenon. Like, I know in Japanese they say Zenon instead of Xenon, but like Xenon got like a small bit. We didn't get the world view of him. And I'm pretty sure that's the scene that inspired the Kushan tree from Berserk, because like you could see that from everywhere. Like I just want something Go Nagai. I mean, come on, give me Xenon, Zenon sama, whatever. I need to go back to the questions. I know. Let me just look for another panel to give you an idea of what I mean. Yeah, like this one. I want to see stuff like this in anime form. Give me that. Panels of Go Nagai are unmatched. I was actually very surprised that he probably got it from Shotaro, from his sensei, and I'm reading Kikaider. I'm like, oh, like yeah, this is definitely like this. Looks like Devilman-ish. Of course, everybody's like everybody's happy with this. Like I'm happy that happened in the anime, but yeah, but I do want the Devilman version because I don't think we get this pose, like, because Akira Fudo's doing the thinker pose, and that's like based on a statue, but like he and Goliath like do that a lot from Gargoyles. Alright, let me go back to the questions, and it's 1:56. I'm gonna have to like take a little break in a bit. In comparison to the manga, I don't like it, but it did some great things. Like I thought Bump's death was better. The music was also good. Well, that's the thing with the music, because I kind of feel like it takes away from the horror vibe, and it's more like people are just like grooving to it. And when I feel like this should be like a scary show, like I think we need to change the soundtrack. Like, well, maybe what they should do is just use the Crybaby Night soundtrack version, because there's a second one where it's all pure remixes. And those do sound like spookier than the one you see than the ones you hear in the anime. Red Letter Media is really fun. Oh, thanks, eyebrow. Wasn't expecting anyone else to bring it up. Do you want another Guyver anime by Travis Tippins? I do, but I'm also super worried that because it's gonna be annoying. Because if they start from the beginning again, because I feel like they're going to, there's like a 15-year difference between 2005, or the last animation, compared to 2021, 2022. It could be like 15, 20-year gap since then, and the animation could look better. It could look like the OVA quality, because the OVA is very fluid, but I also like how the 2000s one just has better colors and the better redesigns for some of the characters, like in human form and all that. But even the structure of the 2005 anime was better, because there's some in the manga that I didn't like that involves Sho Fukamachi's dad, which was kind of done better in the anime, and because I think it just pops out of nowhere when he first shows up. And I don't know, there's like a few smaller stories, and because it'd be interesting if they did it manga accurate, if it looks completely like the manga. Because a lot of I don't remember the author for Guyver, but the designs are like super different than what we see in the other adaptations. But even then, that also means like some of the beginning kind of drags a bit before like the heavy stuff comes in, and it depends how it looks. Because what I would prefer they do is to continue the story right where the 2005 anime left off, with when Sho comes back as the gigantic form, the gigantic thing, and then it just becomes the Akito Makishima show for a little bit, where he's fighting some of the other Zoolords, and he just steals the Guyver, and he steals the giant, and it becomes gigantic dark. And I know later on there's like the kaiju fight, where there's a kaiju level fight with one of the Zoolords, and Aptom and Sho are the ones fighting him, and Sho becomes like a kaiju size as well. I think it was Guyver Gigantic Exceed or something like that, but at the same time, we just covered like the last few chapters that come out, and they're all just very action oriented, and I don't know, that would make for a good anime, and it would make more sense to do everything from the beginning to now, and maybe make up its own ending, because I don't want to be left hanging again, because I don't think the manga's done anything since then. It's been on hiatus for so long, and then almost every new chapter begins with like a recap. I'm like, we already know. Stop it. Stop with the recaps. I don't know. Like, if there's gonna be an anime, I don't know how it's gonna start, but if it's gonna end, make up your own ending, please. Make up your own ending. Give it a conclusion, because the manga is certainly not gonna give me one. Meanwhile, Bastard should come back too, because I need to read Bastard, and I have the OVAs, and I don't recall what happens in them. I need to watch those again and then actually read the series, because for the longest time I've been reading articles. I have like an article from Anime New Type or something like that. I have a magazine that says how Bastard was inspired by Devilman, and then later portions of the Bastard manga becomes like super dark and super like murderous. I'm like, oh, this is different from the ecchi stuff in the beginning. I love their Best of the Worst stuff by Tiffany Chen. Oh, okay. Yeah, like there's some movies there that I'm just like, oh man, I do not want to see that. Like California Big Hunks, or the rodent extermination video, but like the cop stuff, that's interesting. And I forgot what gems they found, like Unstoppable or Undefeatable, like that with that actress that really could have been better. Like she could have been a good action star, and like that was interesting. And I forget what's the name of that sci-fi movie, Extra. Like that was like a big hidden gem right there. What's your most awesome piece in your collection? For me, it's my Amon versus Devilman statue from Frigorama 201. I'm gonna be on for like 14 more minutes, and then I'll step out of the room, and I'll probably be back within 10 or less. Oh, actually, I should check how much battery I have. Oh wow, I'm down to 22% on my phone. Uh-oh. Not expect that to happen. Actually, give me a moment here. Let me flip this around so I can connect the charger. I'm going to turn this off. Laptop's pretty charged pretty well. Take that out. Will it reach? No, I'm gonna have to lower this a bit. And now it'll reach. I think I should lower it a bit more. There we go. Might get up close and personal. Yeah, I don't know if the lighting's gonna make a difference. No, what I need is to buy another light, and apparently my skin went dark and then it went back to white. I don't know what's up with this camera. That's why I need to buy like a webcam, which hopefully by the end of December or the start of next year. They're not that expensive, but the thing is, I have like other things to take care of. Uh, the most priced thing here it'd probably be the Motu Classics because you can't get those anymore, and then like the market's like dried up, and there's a lot of collectors that want the ridiculous prices, scalpers and all that. So it would probably be the classics. The Ninja Turtles from NECA, the movie Turtles, like pretty much anything from Turtles or He-Man, it's like you can't really find them. They're super scarce. But like one thing out of everything, I'm not quite sure. It's probably between the price things. Like I don't know, it might be between these two He-Mans. Like I don't know how good it's gonna look on this phone with the way live streams have been, because the quality's like dipped like crazy. Like if I recorded on my phone, it would have been greater. Probably these maybe. But then again, I also like the. I hope they don't fall when I put them back. You know, let me move Kawaros. But I also like this guy because he, like all the articulation he has, because he's like the He-Man toy I always wanted, because he's got double elbows. He's got double elbows, butterfly joints. He's got like a good torso, and like he's super big. I don't know. He came with a dragon, and I need to put that cream on him in order to make the squeaks go away, and I still haven't. And I got that thing like months ago. Yeah, because like big size difference. Like He-Man's, yeah, there you go. Size difference all the way. He's like a really big guy. From Golden Axe, Storm Collectibles, Golden Axe, Axe Battler. He came with a dragon. He came with that red dragon over there. There we go. But yeah, I don't know, because I do have like some Kinnikuman, Lupin, and some Fist of the North Star, but I keep them in the box and take them out when I need them. Like, oh, he's not gonna fit with that sword. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like that. Like I could tell you like another thing that I liked was my Super Shredder, which is okay. I can't do that because of the charger. Yeah, you'll see the Super Shredder from there, but he's right. He's somewhere in there. He's in there, but yeah, because I almost missed out on him, like on a website in stock sale. And I was so bummed because I was like, I can't miss, like, I don't want to miss this thing. And then, like, the checkout button wasn't working. And then, like, oh, you could do this trick in order to get it in, to get your stuff. And, like, oh, it worked. So I almost missed out on him. And that annoys me because the movie Turtles are Walmart exclusive. And I can never find anything down here. To be honest, I can't even find, like, Target Turtles because of cartoon stuff. And I not find turtles down here because they're like scalped, or people keep it for their own collection. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I could say for toys at the moment. I would love a revamp of it. I guess that's for Guyver. I love how creepy Mickey's death was in Amon Apocalypse. Oh yeah. And that was like the only thing we had for like the longest time since the year 2000. Hey Mickey. Hey Mickey. Like the atmosphere of Amon is like very weird to me because there's only 5 tracks in that whole anime. I feel like, at least from what I recall, but even then, some parts were interesting, some parts were like, because a lot of people thought it was like the ending, what it kind of is, but it also isn't, because that's based on a different manga. It's not based on the original Devilman, so that's why the designs are different, why it's actually very edgy looking, very punkish, and all the demons are like human shape. Like it's even funnier in the manga because the Amon manga, everyone has like these like thick black lipstick on, and everyone has like these hard nipples. I'm like, well, what's going on here? All these are guys. I'm not into that. I think a remake of the original Devilman 1972 anime would be pretty cool, especially if you play with the theme of Amon becoming more human thanks to Mickey. That'd be nice, like, but I don't think you could be able to recreate. I guess it had to be serious because I don't think anyone can recreate the camp of the '72 Devilman. Devil jump. I need to rewatch those things again because I could have done better than I made a review, but I completely ignored like the structure of every episode, or I think I might have to cover it in chunks because they're fun. Same, awesome as fuck. Don Diablo. If a new anime of Hokuto no Ken was released, how do you think the average anime fan would react? Would you think they like it like JoJo or Baki, or would they find it outdated? My hope is that they like it and then they want more of it because there's so much North Star out there that's still not licensed. We got the manga, surprisingly. We got the manga, and now we just gotta get the rest. We gotta get Fist of the Blue Sky and all the spin-offs, the OVAs that we haven't gotten licensed. Like maybe they can dub those and give that like a good dub. We got Lost Paradise, which is amazing, and best dub of the series so far. But I know for sure they're gonna bring up the JoJo argument about like, oh, JoJo came first, like, oh, JoJo did it better or whatever. I'm like, no, no, that's not a. It's a fact that North Star came out first, and all the things I could find that North Star did and how it affected it, from the art style, from the direction, from the tone of the villains, from the tone of the characters and the story, from the types of like characters that he's using. But Araki said Jotaro was inspired by Clint Eastwood. Possibly, yeah, but he's also inspired by somebody else, obviously. That was like Clint Eastwood and Columbo. Like, no, it was partly Kenshiro. Like, that relates to another meme thing that I wanted to talk about. You know, like, I don't know why there's so many manly memes like this year alone. Because there could be like reject modernity, or like embrace masculinity or something like that. I don't know. This way it's like a reject JoJo, embrace Hokuto. I don't know, like I actually was giving some serious thought and like how to like what videos can I do with these things, because I feel like these memes are tailored for my interests. But unfortunately, I don't know if you want a channel where I'm just like bombarding you with like, hey, look at this other meme that I made. I'm pretty sure by the time I make it. I don't think it will be outdated, but I mean the series is set in a post-apocalypse, so hopefully you don't have to worry about like people having smartphones or something. Even if they were, it'd probably be like all broken in like a junk. It'd be like, what is this? It's a relic of the past. There's no internet anymore. Maybe we'll even see like a fallen satellite, like and like crash into a building or something. You know, and instead of the ship, there'll be like a satellite dish. I mean, a satellite dish, like those gigantic satellites, like maybe one crashed into the desert and killed like so many people. I don't know what. I would like Violence Jack to get an anime too. Where am I going with this? Oh yeah, with Fist of North Star. It'll blow up. It should blow up, but I know for sure people are gonna bring up JoJo so much. To me, what will annoy me more than anything, if someone beats me to it, if someone makes a video about like how North Star, I'm just gonna say like if Super Eye Patch Wolf talks about it at any point, like I'm like it's gonna make my video obsolete. Like no one's gonna watch mine; they're just gonna watch his. So yeah, and like I never talked to the guy personally. I don't know how he is. I haven't actually watched any of his videos, but the moment he talks about anything, like all eyes are on him. So yeah, so I don't know, like. If anything, I should try to do what I like, and hopefully Toei won't get on my ass and be like, he's touching me. Don't stop touching me, Toei. But I don't know. But yeah, like I should just talk about it one day. Like just bring out the influences, because there's a lot more than just the superficial stuff. There's a lot of internal mechanisms of Hokuto it worked into JoJo, and a bunch of little things. Whether it's borrowed manga panels, whether it's the Hokuto Shinken / Hamon, like it's even the way some of the character roles are, like the South Star, the Nanto users, like they're the Sapelli family are the Nanto Seiken. That's what they are. The Nanto Rokusei. If a new and I already said that. That's by Josh Flowers, and I got like 3 minutes before I had to take a break. I've only uploaded one Fist of North Star video, but the only issue I had is when I use music. I wo Torimodo Sek, a copyright, so I lowered the volume and it got through. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, that song by Crystal King, like the original version of that song is copyright heavy, but I'm pretty sure you can use like a remix of I want to say if you use the PS2 opening of that game, it should go through because there is a slightly different beat. Or if you use the one from the PlayStation One, like so, I think either one of those might be able to slip through. Or if you find one of those dual mixes that somebody made where someone put the original opening on top of the 2000s version of the Legends of the True Savior OVAs, I think that can slip through as well. Or in my case, what I like to do, I use the Ken's Rage version. Like it sounds about the same. Because earlier, what I wanted to do for when I made the Kenshiro the NFT picture or footage that I used for Kenshiro, like originally I had the what's it called, the Legends Revive version of the opening, and that got copyrighted by something else entirely. But I'm like, nah, never mind. I'm just gonna have to use what did I use? I forgot what song I used, but I'm pretty sure like it was an instrumental of something, right? And then I think it was Ken's Rage, or I forgot what I used. I know I used something else. Did you check out another video source you could use called Odyssey? It could be a better option for anime reviews by Himokin Manga and Games. Yeah, someone told me about that. I actually haven't looked at Odysseys yet. I don't know what it looks like, but I know it's a platform. I know what it's for, but I don't know if I could get monetized there or get something in return. But if all else fails, there's that. There's Patreon. There's Google Drive. So I don't know. Like I'll try it because I'll try that with El Tokojuku review and see what happens. Even though there's things in that video that I look at it now, I'm thinking I could fix that. I could do it better nowadays. But you know I gotta preserve how it is, how it was from back then. Make it so. Walking Dead. Oh, is he throwing me a Star Trek reference with Picard? Like Jean-Luc Picard. Jean-Luc Picard. Like, oh, great. Great. Make it so number one. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back in about within 10 minutes or within 20. So I don't know what to do or oh, I'll be back like in 10-20 minutes. And I need to take a break, so I don't know. I'm just gonna put this on the toys. Hopefully, no copyright would happen or something. So, I'll be right back. Oh boy. Put this on. I'll be back. Actually, I'll turn off the lights too. I don't know if you can hear any of that, but let me dim it a little until I come back. Okay, I'm coming back now. Ugh, my throat. Alright. Hopefully. Oh, dang it. Hope that doesn't sound loud. Alright, I'm back. Here are some errands. Alright, let me go back to the questions and make it so. Odyssey. There's a new Star Trek cartoon made by Nickelodeon. Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but I haven't looked at it to see if it's any good or not. Really, I actually enjoyed Afterlife too. The part with Afterlife that I didn't like was like the whole ending. The fact like, oh, it's Gozer again, and it's a little nostalgia pandering, and I'm kind of wish it was. I want to see different things because when it comes to Ghostbusters, it's always the same material over and over. It's like, hey, we got a Stay Puft, we got our No Ghost logo. I'm surprised there was no Slimer, which was like the big departure for me. Because it really comes down to the merchandise. Like, what are they going to sell you? What they're going to make. It's always either like a Stay Puft thing, a Slimer thing. What was the other thing? The Gozer, the Terror Dogs. It's the same old. Like, I want a different Ghost, and I'm really hoping that if Afterlife is followed up with something, which I'm pretty sure it is. Like, I've been hearing people calling it like, what do they call it? Like Afterlife, it was like Next Life or Ever Living or Life. I forgot what word they came up with, but it sounds like a good title for it. Like, it better not be like Vigo, like from the painting. Like, I don't want to see that again. Come on. I love Terminator Genesis as is a parallel world. I love that it's an 80s future is now an Apple future. Great change of aesthetics. Oh yeah, that's right. That did happen because I was getting a little confused with Terminator Salvation. But I'm like, oh wait, yeah, it was Genesis, the one with the that Skynet became like an app of some sort instead. A normal Terminator pop-up, best pop-up. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, because the thing is with Terminator is they all feel like soft reboots of the first film. Like, even T2 has a lot of similar scenes from the first one. And, like, it's meant on purpose, but even then I'm like, Like, I watch all the films. I actually do have a good chunk of them in my collection, but nothing like Blu-ray yet. It's all just DVDs on it. I don't know. When it comes to Terminator, I always lean to the 1 and 2, but Dark Fate was definitely the one I'm like, I was getting kind of bored. Especially when they're like trying to pass through the border, I just felt like we're just dragging this out. Like, and I feel like I had like similar problems as Halloween 2018 with like Laurie Strode stuff. I forgot. I'm trying to remember what I found so similar. Like, yeah, it was that with Sarah Connor. They're both kind of similar with that. But even then, like Sarah and Carl, I don't know. I'm not sure about Carl. I kind of felt Carl would have been like the more interesting movie if it was about him fighting humanity, which obviously did happen with the other Terminator. But even then, that T-800 was a bit reprogrammed, so they could say so he's able, and they had to take something out of him in order for him to be able to learn. I love how short Devilman is. You wouldn't expect things to go wrong that quickly. Yeah, that's another thing I appreciated. It's just 5 volumes, and you get something done. Like, Going to Guy was always like a short length version, which is amazing compared to nowadays with manga going on for like 60 volumes. And like, it's definitely designed to be like a small thing, and that's what I love about it. One of the things I love about it. Thoughts on Neon Genesis? I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Devilman came out 2 years before Punisher. Oh, okay. Any thoughts on Lupin Part 6 so far? I'm up to date. The thing is, I feel like the Sherlock Holmes mystery did not need to be delayed. Like, I don't know why they didn't just follow it up when episode 3. Instead, they make you wait a couple of weeks to see that conclude, and even then, it's like, it just means that that Lupin, like, because I remember the advertisers they were saying like, oh, is Lupin a crook, or is he a bad guy, or is he a good guy? And so far, this is leaning him towards more good guy. And I kind of thought they were gonna keep that like anonymous for a while, like keep it make Lupin gray, but it's clearly meant. I don't think we're gonna get that, like what they promised in the early advertisements, because we have a clear, definite villain, with the, like, what they call the Phantoms or something like that. But then that just means that Lupin's gonna be a hero throughout the whole thing, right? Because I thought we were gonna get like two Lupins again, like in Green versus Red, where we got like a more heroic Lupin. The other Lupin was like more of a criminal, or something similar. Or I was kind of hoping maybe Lupin the Second will come out. But no. At this rate, I don't think we're gonna get like that, like what those promotions originally said about Lupin. Might be might be more might be interpreted like a criminal or more as a villain, and I don't think we're getting that. From the episodes that came out since then, the Jigen stuff is good, and that's a miracle. I'm still not used to hearing Akio Otsuka come out of his voice, or be in his voice, because in my head, and if I try to remember some scenes, I'm still hearing Kobayashi, and I could have sworn Banjo Ginga was gonna be the replacement, but I must have like got confused with the Fuma conspiracy, thinking like, oh, Banjo Ginga is coming back again after the Fuma conspiracy. Things go full circle. I'm like, no, it's Akio Otsuka. I'm like, oh, well, never mind. I don't know why I was thinking Banjo Ginga for the longest time. But like the episode with the automaton, with the clock automaton, like, I don't think we really needed that. I think that could have been done in one episode. It could have been like treated like Red Jacket, or get it done in one episode. But the fact that it was a two-parter, it just felt like dull. I felt like it dragged out. I didn't really care. I didn't feel like it really added anything to Lupin. Really, it was more about, oh, we gotta help this old lady. Well, yeah. And then the fact that he wrote like his name there doesn't really make sense, because that was a virtual world. Why is it written there, like in the exact same location in the real world? So, what other, like, there was that railroad episode that was alright. That was a very like run of the mill Lupin episode, very akin to Red Jacket, but. I don't know, like the Sherlock Holmes stuff, that's like the good things. And I remember I was worried when I was getting to the diner episode, and I'm like, the killers in the diner, I'm like, yeah, that's they're dragging this out for a long time. And I don't remember if there was a connection to the Phantom villain organization that we're going to be facing, that Lupin's going to be facing. And I think there was something mentioned there, I don't remember, but it almost feels like kind of throwaway. And one thing I did notice that it was very noticeable in that episode, but it's actually sprinkled in other ones too, where I guess because we're based on the UK, that we have to establish like novels. I think every episode has to do with a novel at this point, because I remember the Jigen one where he's playing a bodyguard. They are mentioning a certain book in a classroom where the kids are talking, and I don't know if it correlates to what Jigen is doing, but we all know there was like a lot of book name drops in that diners, in the Killer in the Diners episode. We even saw Golgo 13 in there, and I feel like a lot of messages is lost, because nobody here knows about those books. No one's read those things. I haven't read those things. And even then, like that episode, I think every assassin there was based on either a novel character, a film, or something else. Because Golgo 13 was in there, that's proof of that, and I'm pretty sure all those other assassins were like reference to something. And unfortunately, all that is dropped on us, because we have no experience with any of these things. And that's why I'm kind of fearing that the rest of Part 6 is going to be like very novel heavy. And this might be, because so far, I think the Part 6 has been just okay to dull. With some episodes that are like kind of interesting. Like Sherlock Holmes was good, Jigen stuff is good, but as a Lupin show that was promising about questioning his ambiguous nature of good and evil, I don't think we're going to get that at all, because we already have an established villain again. And it felt kind of weird that episode 1 was establishing a villain organization right off the bat, because we also got Albert in there. And I'm also kind of wondering, do people have to watch Part 5 to watch Part 6? Like, is it a must because of Albert? and also Yata Karasu or Yata. Well, I forgot his full name, but he's also there too ever since part 5 or 4. It was part 5 because he also appeared in that TV special. I don't know why, because I don't know, because I'm thinking, is Ami gonna come back? Is Rebecca gonna come back? And I barely realized that Ami was like fulfilling that Bebop crew comparison with Lupin. Like she was the Edward of the Lupin gang. Okay, that's all I have to say for Lupin. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Legend of the Overfiend takes a lot of inspiration from stuff like Devilman. You look forward watching the Stone Ocean anime and reading the Part 9 manga. Is that been confirmed? Like a Part 9 manga? I'm like, so far no, because I'm not into JoJo Leon at all. Like I lost interest in JoJo by that point because I felt like there was I don't know what it was for. Like we're just kept in the dark about mysteries and like these rock people and what happened to Johnny Joestar, and I'm kind of I would have to go back and read it from start to finish because I was just waiting for it to end because I keep catching up and I don't recall like anything significant like that I was super attached to because I'm actually wondering if the events of JoJo Leon ruins the ending of Steel Ball Run because of the stuff that happens with Johnny Joestar. So I don't know. I would have to find out by reading it again, reading it from start to finish, see if I pick up anything. But I was not into any of the characters. I was not into any of the fights, none of the horror. I just thought at that point Araki was just getting weird on me. Like, I want to lick your eyeball. I'm like, why do you even want to lick the eyeball? Then Joshu was trying to rape that one girl and like in the bathroom. I think it was that was what happened. I don't like the main character. I don't like Gappy that much. Like I don't like anybody in JoJo Leon's. I don't know because like I went into JoJo for all the manly stuff, and then it just gradually faded. And by this point, like, because I'm pretty sure Steel Ball Run, like I'm like in the minority here, but I don't think Steel Ball Run is that good because I feel like it really twists your expectations, and normally that's a good thing, you know, to catch you by surprise. But I feel like a lot of the stuff in Steel Ball Run is very abrupt. Like characters, because I'm uncertain because a lot of the reactions it affects the reader more than it affects the characters around them. Like I can't remember the guy's name because a lot of people would like to claim like the No Man's World as one of the big stuff, but there's also other parts of the manga of Steel Ball Run which I don't think like I don't feel like No Man's World is enough to justify the rest of Steel Ball. The same thing goes with like Funny Valentine and his Manifest Destiny, but I just felt a lot of stuff was abrupt. Like I don't know if I will still feel the same if I read it a third time and see how I feel about Steel Ball Run, but so far like anything from 7 onward, I don't like anything from what Araki's done. I could probably appreciate 7 when that gets animated because it's a Western, so maybe I'll find something I didn't realize. Maybe I'll get into it more, or like hearing it through anime form and realizing, or maybe they'll change something in the anime that was not in the manga. I don't know. We'll see. Stone Ocean, like I've seen like 3 or 4 episodes. I don't remember where I left off, but so far it's fine. I did realize that they censored one scene in the beginning. It's a minor detail. It was a Tom Cruise look-alike comparison. I think that's the only difference that I've noticed, but I also want to say that the animation from the episodes that I've seen so far, I like that they make Jotaro look older instead of like the way he actually does in the manga because he looks way younger there compared to the other parts. Because they put some more shade on his face. I still haven't finished the episode where he loses his disc. To those who haven't gone that far, I want to say that the animation is not as detailed as Part 5, and I feel like we're getting a Diamond is Unbreakable type of visual art style again, where it's not as I need to check the character designers, like maybe there's some correlation there, that it doesn't look as detailed as I want it to be. Because for some reason, Part 5, I actually haven't finished watching Part 5, but I read the manga for it. But I was kind of surprised with Part 5 that it looked more detailed, that there was more shadows, that like they brought back the Part 3 shoulders. And Part 3 was like so detailed compared to 1 and 2, and I'm thinking, why can't it just stay like this all the way? And like obviously the art style changes, I know that, but I don't know, because I want to say that Stone Ocean doesn't look as good as Part 5, and it like, kind of upsets me because I'm thinking like, why is part 5 like so popular compared to the other parts? I'm like, I don't know, but we'll see. Because actually I'm watching Stone Ocean with my mom, so I'm not like jumping ahead at my leisure. I'm just like watching it with her. I've seen Crybaby and fell in love with the story and watched the OVAs and read the manga. Just like Wapo, oh that's nice. Because I don't know that many people that actually ventured into the rest of Gonigai. They had cell phones in the old anime, but they were flip phones. Ah, okay. Mercury Falcon. That was from the Hunter x Hunter comment from I don't know how long ago. I think part 5 and maybe 7 don't need to be buffed to be manly. I think it's style like all 13 would work. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like with Steel Ball Run, it's like very detailed by that point, so maybe that can make up for the design choices because all the characters, technically 5 and 7, they do have muscle, but it's not like probably like my size maybe. But the thing is like their bodies look very dry. And I remember seeing some pictures of the torso that look weird to me. Like that's not how a torso is, like an upper chest is designed, because they have like the upper chest like really stick out. It's like a there's like a line there because I remember Toriko did them like that also. It looks kind of more like an abstract version of a male body because if you look at their arms, so there's definitely like muscle there on their shoulders and the deltoids and the forearms. The shade is there, and their hands are like much more like wrinkly but detailed. They're always like drawn in like in certain ways. I don't know. Araki always likes to do his things with his fingers. Always likes to do stuff like that. But I don't know. I need to look at. I haven't finished 5. I need to look at that once I'm done with Seiya, and just so I compare the art style between 5 and 6, because I'm pretty sure 5 looks way more detailed than 6. I remember liking part 5 a lot actually because of the fast pace it is and how all the fights are relevant, and in contrast to Diamonds Unbreakable where it could just be random misadventures. But I don't know if I like many of the characters. I remember liking Bruno and Mista, but I think Bruno was my favorite, but I would have liked him more if he was in the blue design instead of the white one. I don't know, the white one makes me think of a cow, and I just think it looks cooler in blue. Like focuses on manly grins and presence instead of muscle. Yeah, there's that. There's also the shaded eyes and all that. I'm referring to the leg machines that are controlled by gas that simulates the sea animals and make them be able to walk on. Oh yeah. I forgot about that thing. I forgot about the fact that the main standard in Gyo is that everything can walk. Manly anime hero. What is the most manly character in manga and anime? JoJo. Jonathan-san. Probably Jonathan Joestar, maybe, honestly, because he's like the most pure, the most untainted by everything else. Because if you notice, once Jonathan goes, the Joestar bloodline just goes into this like this. Well, supposedly Joseph is rich now with his like businesses, but the Joestar family kind of fell. If you think about it, because Battle Tendency, Joseph was like this ruffian. You know, he still had some prestige, I guess. I don't know. He was like a ruffian. His dad was killed in duty, and his mother's on the run. Then you go to Stardust Crusaders. The father left. Well, I skipped Holly. I know that, but Holly's like in Japan. But her husband left her, and then her dad is the one that's like really, I guess, that pays the bills. So that's all I know. I don't know. Jotaro's a delinquent that got himself arrested and he's had like other like stuff going on before he became a marine biologist. Then you get Diamonds Unbreakable, the Joestar family bloodline. Now it's impure because like one of the Joestars had an affair, and then Josuke is like a delinquent. Then you go to part 5, where even more affairs happen. Because of Jonathan's body with Dio, and then one of the Joestars of their family relatives is a criminal. Like that's not the gentleman thing to do. Like you're involved with drugs. Then you get Stone Ocean. You got Jolene. You're in a biker gang. Now you got yourself arrested, and what? Like if Jonathan saw Jolene, he'd be like wondering, like all realistically thinking, like what is wrong with her? Why is she dressed like that? Why isn't she a lady? So yeah, that's what I mean by the Joestar bloodline just became like this like this mess. So I want to say Jonathan's the manliest, and obviously Joseph and Jotaro, and but yeah, I say Jonathan's the manliest character of the whole series. Just like Wapo, I think the hype died down for Crybaby, but the hype is now revolved around One Piece thanks to Netflix. Really? Like I wasn't aware of that. I thought One Piece like hype will always existed, not necessarily because of Netflix, but 1,000 episodes now. I haven't gone back to One Piece. Like I need to go back to the I forgot what the name of their island is called, but I need to go back to those Roger episodes and then finish the stuff with Kaido. But I don't know. I guess I'm just waiting for it to end. The anniversary Devilman manga release was also kind of dumb because they randomly put Shin Devilman in the center and they put this. Yeah. I know what you mean because like everything of Shin Devilman could have been in one volume, but instead they shoved like the last chapter in volume 2, and that's how volume 2 starts. I'm like, I really wish I could just get rid of those things. And like the Shin Devilman should have been a separate release, but nah. I'm like, I don't care about Shin Devilman. Just give me like. I would have preferred to gotten Neo Devilman. At least that one's like an anthology of Devilman stories. I haven't finished all that because I never actually got to read much of it because there wasn't much of it translated. And when I was okay, for a moment I thought I broke something. That's something else. Yeah, I would have preferred Neo Devilman or Devilman Lady or Devilman Saga. Like Devilman Saga is not like the most exciting compared to the other ones, but it's like the current one. Like I think Devilman Saga finished. Like I'm not sure, but even then, it doesn't look like it made like a big splash, from what I've heard. And it's the same gas that turned people to little green overbladed gas bag balloons that contain and produce more of that stench gas. How do you feel about the new Fist of North Star musical that opened yesterday? Oh, it started yesterday. I don't know what to say because it's like the same people asking me, what do you think of this thing? Well, I think it's cool, but until I can see it, I'm withholding all comments. That's some great artwork. Yeah, I'm very behind. I don't know how many people are like still here because I'm gonna have to be leaving like within 10 minutes and then focus on me before I go to work. I never liked how Ryo seemed evil from the beginning. I right away realized that he was gonna be bad. Josh Flowers, that's a good point, because in Ryo, because they got rid of this father thing in the Crybaby adaptation. Because when you first meet Ryo Asuka, I need to check. Let me check the panel because I want to say that Ryo was crying when he first bumps into Akira, or at least when they're in the car, and then the meme happens, like my father died. No, okay, Ryo Asuka is sweating. He's not crying, but he is like, he's scared. Like in this panel, you can clearly see that he's scared right there. Oh man, camera. Yeah, I don't know if it's coming in. It's not coming into focus, but he's scared and when he's telling him his stuff. And even then, like, there's moments with him and Akira that, like, they're bonding, even if they haven't seen each other for like a long time. But you can also tell that he's disturbed by it because, like, in panels like that one where he's talking about his dad, like, he doesn't, when he sets himself on fire, and then I'm trying to recall the stuff with the dog, with his dog getting stabbed and his dad trying to kill him. Was that in the OVA only, or was that also part of the manga somewhere? Because unless I missed it. I don't know. I'd have to like read through this because I want to say it's probably OVA only. So I'm trying to find that manga panel where they're crying together. Okay, I already passed it. Yeah, that's laced with drugs. That's when it makes the troll face. Yeah, like right here when they're preparing themselves like to enter there and try and become like possessed by the demons. Like Ryo Asuka is crying right there with Akira. So yeah, that's like definitely a good point to bring up. Name. like Josh Flowers, because we can sympathize with Ryo at that point, and like we could see where the friendship is going from the manga, but in the anime, it's like, why are you friends with this guy? Betty Mount the Third, hello anime hero. I don't understand how people argue Berserk doesn't have a Devilman inspiration. That it doesn't have, like, oh, like I'm pretty sure it does, and just with the trio alone. But even then, like, I want to say some of the Demon Lord Dante's panels or Devilman's panels, like it looks like something that Berserk like imitates in some respect. But it's done like with respect. Like to me, when Araki does it, it's like he just borrows the whole panel layout. I'm like, come on, dude. A super manly shout out from the Middle East, Haitham. I should prefer Devilman OVA OST to Crybabies, but if I read the manga first, the plot twist would have actually taken me off guard. Like, he seemed crazy, but not evil. It really seemed like he wanted to defeat Demon. That's the other thing, too, right? Because he wanted to kill demons because of what they did to his dad. Of course, we find out later that, oh, you aren't actually Ryo Asuka, you're like somebody else. And then, like, oh, you actually weren't part of this family. These aren't your parents. And then the same thing goes with Geki Man, because apparently the Ryo Asuka was supposed to die during the Sabbath. And then when he kept him around for Geki for the rest of the Devilman story, like he just thought about like, wait a minute, this is a good idea for. And I'll just read Geki Man. That's another one they should license because it correlates with Devilman. I have to be off. See you and have a good one. Eyebrow scar later. Ryo is a cartoon in Crybaby. You're interested to see a manga accurate Devilman anime? Yep. What's your opinion on Javi the Hong's HH Figure Arts Devilman video? It's edition song cover of Swivel Man? Yeah, I've seen that video. Like, I'm okay with Javi the Hong, but he just doesn't talk about the stuff that I'm into. It's mostly just Transformers. Yeah, I'm okay with the Swivel Man theme song. But Johnny. Swivel Man, Swivel Man. I don't remember any of the lyrics aside from that. Mike Hunt, man, manga. You never heard of Colosseum, a world ruled by martial arts. Vladimir Putin is the antagonist because he's the best martial artist. I never heard of that. Undefeatable had the great scene where the guy jumped like the third story building of a parking garage into the roof of a truck. Oh, okay. Yeah. I also just adopted a pit bull 2 days ago. Stay Puff. The Stay Puff Marshmallow Man. Nice. It's from Golden Axe. I really liked Turtles in Time as a kid, but Ninja Turtles 2 is my favorite of the movies. My favorite one. I'm just speed running through this because I'm actually wondering how far behind am I? Because I'm not be able to finish all this. Yeah, because I'm gonna be leaving in a bit. Nice is from Golden Axe. Turtles. Mickey's death and won't freak me out more than Crybaby's death. Well, Crybaby's comes out more sad, but because especially with that soundtrack with I think it's just called Crybaby actually. The thing is, like, I'm actually more disturbed by the Crybaby version of the death because of her face, because that's what happens in real life. Is that sometimes like they don't look pretty when they die. It's especially if their mouth is open. You just want them to close their mouth and close their eyes, make them presentable. Because when you see them like in that state, like it sucks. Oh fucking hell! Backspace. I was supposed to spam something. No, I have not seen a Record or Ragnarok. I think that's the name of it. Yeah. And then people are saying, I think you should read the manga instead. The artwork has got like, yeah, I know people told me about it alongside with Kengan Asura, but even then I'm like not super into Kengan, and then Ragnarok is like seems kind of like it doesn't really add any tension for me. Urgency, like eventually I'm gonna look at it because it's on Netflix, and then I could just talk about it and see where it takes me. Hello, Patty Murphy. I got you into Kiniko, man. Oh, that's surprising. I love the Terminator poster you have there. Kenshiro El Tonte. Oh, it's not a poster. It's actually a box. It's a... it's a box for the NECA action figures. So, like, all those are boxes. Some of those are based on actual posters, so it can, like, work as one. Yeah, that's the box for the NECA Terminator Tech Noir action figure. I hate when people accuse the original of being a ripoff. Also, hi, Full Wind Man. Walking Double Dead, Mad Max, Mercury Falcon. Araki is really reserved when revealing how much Fist of the North Star inspired him. I know. Because I want to say that he knows about it way more than he admits. Because I already mentioned the panel layouts and all that stuff, but when you actually research or try to look for evidence about anything about Hokuto no Ken with Araki, hardly anything. And even though if you read the series, you can see so much North Star rubbed in there, in much in the same way how North Star is in Otokujuku. Like it's like undeniably like connected to it. Maybe Araki just doesn't want to admit which panels he borrowed. Because I'm actually kind of curious what Tetsuo Hara would feel like if he's noticed or if he's unaware that like at least 3 panels from Hokuto no Ken is reused in JoJo. Because I know there's one, I don't know if it's a video, but I found one post of them like in an interview together, but I haven't like found like anything where they're interacting aside from that one photograph. That and there's a few Kenshiro tributes within JoJo as well. Because Stone Ocean, remember, Stone Ocean, we get the Kenshiro versus Rao like cameo with Bohemian Rhapsody. So hopefully that'll appear in the anime. I'm hoping it does. Like, give me something. Like, bro, think positive, Maya. I think seeing Marvel vs. DC superheroes in the Kinnikuman Man universe would be really interesting, like Suguro versus Superman, Horseman versus Wolverine, Captain America versus Broken Jr. I don't know. I'm never really looking forward to crossovers anymore. Can't even think of a good crossover that would make me happy. Like the last good one I think I read was He-Man and the He-Man versus Injustice. Like that one was the good one. Batman versus TMNT. Actually, I should talk about Mazinger versus Transformers because I've seen that. That was kind of like a very peculiar crossover to happen that actually got like fan translated. I managed to do some Christmas shopping yesterday night. No, I haven't been able to. Like, I've been browsing some stuff, but I'm just waiting for paychecks to come in, and I'm thinking, like, I still need to buy, like, one present. And I'm just kind of curious whether I should go, like, all out and, like, an expensive thing or not. Have you heard of what happened to Totally Not Mark's channel? Yeah, I know that. No, but it was on Twitter for a bit. For sure, Araki copied the way Hokuto no Ken always has characters give their tragic backstory before they die. Oh yeah, especially like in a villain perspective, like what it happened with Wham, like that same thing kind of happened with like Souther and I think Kaio or Hyo. Like I know it happens to somebody else. Because when it comes to sacrifices, Zeppeli and Caesar and Baron Zeppeli, their deaths like are pretty much combined from Shu and Rei. More with Shu in some aspects. Game music normally doesn't get strikes. Hopefully not. Because I've used a couple of them. I've been using stuff from Sonic and Streets of Rage lately. What are your thoughts on the reissues of classic 90s Beast Wars toys? I wanted to buy them because like I have my vintage like Beast Wars, but they're like very old and they're they're getting like they're broken actually. Parts of them are broken. It's not gold metal syndrome or gold plastic syndrome. It's not that extent, but there's cracks, there's scratches. Like I play with them a lot, but now they're also very loose. So like I need to buy them when I can. Because they went on sale for like for 30 each for Primo and Megatron, but I didn't have the money at the time, so I'm like, so I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting to see if they go on sale again or if I buy them at a later date. Gonna love that next gen. So guys want to talk when he's gone? I want to say they do the banished it to the Shadow Realm. They removed 150 of his videos and pretty much ruined his income. It got shown above. This static camera angle needs the JoJo menacing effects. LOL, boom, and Adio needs to start making those films. Titan, High. At least with real Ghostbusters and Extreme, while they still had some of the classic ghosts, they at least showed different original ghosts. Yes, exactly, Alistair. I've been wanting to see more Ghostbusters, like borrow stuff from the cartoon or the comics, because we just keep getting the same stuff in the movies, and I'm tired of it. Like I'm so freaking tired of like, oh, one bad ghost that's like been worshipped and summoned and then possesses somebody and opens a portal and fuck. I do appreciate that part two actually does the Statue of Liberty and I like the message of part two where everyone's getting along in harmony because their own like hatred and overall disgust of each other would destroy them because of the slime, of the pink slime. But so I'm actually very happy with that 80s message, or I'm assuming it was two was still in the 80s and not 90s. But yeah, it's a positive movie. That's what I like about part two, especially with the Statue of Liberty like being like controlled by a. It's not an NES controller, but it's not like a port for the NES controller. I think I read somewhere that Lupin the Second that TMS worked on has nothing to do with the Lupin manga. Oh, I don't know, but it's based on novels. You almost missed this one, Danny Boy. Okay, well, hopefully you messaged me when I came back, or I don't know, 241. Yeah, I think so. Fun fact: Overfield was written by the same guy who would write FMA 2003. I'm not joking. No, I can see that. I think I've seen his name in other OVAs of similar nature. But I'm glad he was in FMA because that series is dark. That's dark and traumatizing. When I first saw the series on Adult Swim, I would just randomly bump into something super dark and scary. Like I would see like when Alphonse gets stabbed at like when Bradley stabs I forgot, I think it was a snake girl that was inside him and she dies and he's still covered in blood. I saw the scene where we got that episode with Lust and that doctor in that village where everyone's skin is turning like to stone and they're just dying. The parrot scene from the first episode, I was like, oh fuck. When Alphonse was fighting against Barry the Chopper and he takes off his helmet and it's like a ghost. Then later on, one of the other knights like just commits suicide and it just crushes his own seal. I might have seen the Barry the Chopper episode when he was still human, and then he was like gonna like attack Edward, and then Wenry killed him. What other scene was there? I want to say probably bump into the Nina scene like by accident. Something with Scar. It might have been the stuff with his brother and then with his arm missing and all that. Whenever I popped on Fullmetal Alchemist, before I ever actually watched the show from start to finish, I just bump into the most random like gruesome thing. It's just like one thing after another. I think I even saw Edward die before I actually watched the series. But like yeah, like so much. It's weird because I saw like random bits of 2003. Saw Brotherhood first from start to finish, and then I saw 2003, and I was like, I like 2003 way more. Okay, I gotta speed run because I need to end this within like 10 minutes. You could do a fighting game composed of old shonen IPs. You could choose 3 representatives for each series. Which series would you choose, and which character? It had to be only 3 series. It had to be Kiniko Man for sure because the roster is big enough. Now it depends on the other 2. I would say North Star, Kiniko Man. If it were up to me, I would just be North Star, JoJo, and Otokojuku just for a manly trio, that manly trinity. But if for sure, because I don't think any other thing's gonna fit because you got North Star. It would have to be North Star, Dragon Ball, and Kiniko Man, or North Star, Dragon Ball, and Saint Seiya. Or a Kiniko Man, or a combination of the 3. Because I feel like those are the ones with the most rosters, the most characters, the more diversity, like of different play styles. But yeah, the other option would just be Otokojuku, JoJo, and North Star. What did you like about the Omega Centauri 6 Spears? I felt that you had mixed feelings. I feel like that a lot of the minor characters should have won those fights, or at least Canadian Man maybe he just gets destroyed. Everyone else just gets like riddled. I wish Satan was more powerful, but I think it was you that left the comic, Mr. Grandmac, or it was somebody else that mentioned that because of the positivity that we had towards Satan, that he couldn't really feed off our evil, and that's what destroyed him. The fact that not only that Omega Man like stopped fighting because he was in the wrong and he was gonna have to trust his faith, put his faith into the Justice Chojin to save his people. So that's a positive message, and I see that now. But at the same time, like I don't think Kinnikuman really should have struggled in those fights. I want to say he was being merciful, but at the same time, I don't know. Hold up, I need to check something at the door. Yeah, never mind. False alarm. You might hear like a dog bark a bit. Holy husband's a traveling musician. Holly's husband. Yeah, I know that, but he kind of left. Marcus wrote. Jonathan's 1800 gentle manliness can't handle the rest of the chocho. Yeah, he's from a different era, man, compared to like Joseph and everyone else. It's like 2 generations before Joseph. And in those days, like even with his dad, like the first George Joestar, like he was like giving him like he disciplined his son, and he got to meet Zeppeli and all that. The thing is, one of the annoyances of Battle Tendency is that Loggins and I forgot the other sensei, like they don't do anything. Even Lisa doesn't do much as a teacher. And so that's what annoyed me about Battle Tendency, that the training section could have been better. Like Lisa is nowhere near like William Antonio Cepelli's level. Like nowhere near that. Devilman and Violence Jack is like children's play compared to Legend of the Overfiend by Hamoud Joatus. Ooh, and he says that with his young Enejima face. I don't know. I believe you, but I'll see. Like either that, or I may disagree and say that Violence Jack is worse. I may say that. Since you're leaving soon, I'm going to just leave a few questions here. How much of Getter Robo have you read? I only read the original Getter Robo and a little bit of De-Evolution. I haven't finished Evolution, but I finished the very original thing. Do you consider Victory, Ramen Man, and Kinnikuman's Ramen Man to be the same? It's not because of the time periods, like as simple as that. But I want it to be the same character. For all we know, maybe Tatakai Ramen Man is the isekai version of Ramen Man. Maybe when Ramen Man like disappeared from maybe when he was in the wheelchair, maybe his soul transported to this world and got reincarnated there. And then when that series is over, he comes back to the Ramen Man world, to the Kinnikuman world. I don't know. Have you checked out the rest of Sora Yori Takaku? On the sequel to Ultimate Pet Private High, Geki Goku Thora Ika. Goku Thora. I never heard of that one, but when it comes to Sora, I need to go back and read it because I found out that Otokochuku characters have shown up recently and more chapters are out. So, and I know that is like the longest thing that I think that Miyashita has wrote. So I'll get back into it, but admittedly, that's a series that's like, ooh. I mean, the very first 2 pages or so, I mean, one unicorn and a demon later, I'm like, oh no. A Pegasus and a horned Pegasus and a demon, and then it just keeps going with the weekly Playboy stuff. I'm like, oh man. But I do like his brother. His brother's like definitely like a good villain from what I've seen right off the bat. And I was waiting for those chapters to put him on the manly villains list. I think I should still put him in. Because I waited for so long. Hi, Hero. Hope you're doing fine. Joe and Jalapeno. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Like I do gotta go to work later, but it should be fine. Araki has said that his Hokuto no Ken is his 10th favorite manga. Tetsuhara probably doesn't care because Araki is technically his veteran. Is he? Like, oh, I need to check that. I don't know, didn't Hara do some stuff before Araki even did his one-shots? Because I'm pretty sure Hara did like a racing manga or something similar. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I know what you mean, like that they work in the same business and all that, so I don't know, they have like a little more respect for each other for that. Hopefully Toei doesn't copyright Araki and David Production for adding Kensho and Rao on the Bohemian. Oh, I don't know. We'll find out what happened. Like, it'd be some BS that they pulled the episode because of that, but I never heard of an anime episode getting pulled, like, at all. Not since, what was the anime called? School Days? The one with the boats and the murderers? And the only minor detail change was Beast Wars reissues is a bit of a cartoon accurate paint job. Yeah, that I heard. Ghostbusters 2 was made in 89, so it's technically from the 80s. FMA 3 was my favorite anime as an adolescent by Full Wind Man. Not to mention the 2009 Ghostbusters video game Sanctum of Slime, while still having the classic ghosts, but also mostly show new original ghosts to add even more than the giant store mentioned in movie 1. Ah. Oh, right, the giant store that they mentioned. Yeah, the one of the terror dogs mentioned that, but I don't recall which one. Vincent Clortho, or I think that was the name of that terror dog, the one that's possessing. I don't remember the Tully. I think that's the name of the character. Yeah, FMA3 doesn't have Oliva or Olivia Mira Armstrong. Yeah, I know she's not in it. I mean, with lips like that, and hair, you can't go wrong. But yeah, like she, I know there's a lot of characters that are not in the 2003 version, but I just liked the 2003 as a series, like as a story a lot more, even though it's super grim. And the Stone episode wasn't written by the Overfiend guy. It was written by the guy who did the Death Note anime. I would pay for a manly fighting game for sure. The amount of series doesn't matter. It's just that every series has 3 characters to represent them. Oh, okay. Every series. Well, I don't know. Like, if I were to make a fighting game, I would want it to be manly oriented and throw in as many people as possible. Like Gogo 13. Besides him, I don't know what else I could bring from his series. Just bring Gogo. That's enough. Gogo's enough for this thing. Like, he probably won't get his own game. So, like, stuff like that. Like, maybe one character of each series. Like, with Origo, it would be the Heavenly Kings. For sure, those 4 Heavenly Kings. If I can only get 3, it'd be Toriko, Zebra, and I guess Midora. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that. I don't have the time. Defeating Zebra even after unifying his forms, like I don't even know about the. Oh, you mean Kiniko Man Zebra, right? Maka, yeah. Mariquata Man defeating Zebra even after unifying his forms was quite insane twist, but I guess he unified himself too late. I need to look at that fight again because I don't remember exactly how it happens. I remember Zebra losing, like badly to him because I want to call him Mariposa Man, but Mariposa is like. That's the other Kiniko Man Prince, so I can't call him that. Because it's a ladybug, right? Because I can't really pronounce that other name the way he says it. You got a special chapter, artwork was good. We'll see. Araki became a mangaka in 79? Well, what did he do? Like, was that... Did he have other stuff before Buso Poker? I mean, Buso Poker. I would have to check that, jeez. Miyashita's also Hara's veteran. Really? Oh, I thought Hara started like in the 70s. I guess I was wrong. I know with Miyashita, it was the Ultimate Path Private High for 79, right? Or unless he did something else before that. Also, Matsukun had a pulled episode before. Oh, right. Before the creator of Anpan Man didn't like his series being mocked. Right. That also there was the episode 1 that got pulled, right? When that happened. The stuff you go through to see Otokojuku characters is soul crushing. Still to see Date take down a tank with the spirit of manliness. Oh man, I gotta see that series then. Lois Tully, yeah, okay. Tully is a character's name, and even mentioned Gozer took the form of a torque. At least that's what I think it's spelled, but I don't know if it was shown in any other Ghostbusters media. We need good scans of Otokojuku, and I'm at the bottom. Hokuto no Gun is redoing Otokojuku translations. I've seen those chapters. And hello by Chikujo YouTube. Unfortunately, I'm going to be leaving now because I know you showed up just right when I'm leaving because I've been at this for like an hour or two and I got other things to do before I go to work. Miyashita did a one-shot called Ken the Young Gambler, 1979 too. Both with gambling. Goodbye, Mr. Grem. Yeah, I gotta go now. Sorry for giving this abruptly. Sorry for Chikujo for showing up now because I gotta go. I'm sorry. Unless you have like a question right now, you can ask me before I leave. But I'll wait like a minute. See if there's anything else. Full Windman, see ya. Have a good one. Uh, Enjoy Kanika, man. I think that was you that asked it. Before you head to work, good luck with what's going on today. See ya, man. Have a fine day, hero. Bye bye, Joey Jalapeno. I'll try to find like some other time to do a live stream. I don't know when I'll have the free time because I was gonna do it like last week, but then stuff happened. All right, I'm gonna end it now. Oh, goodbye. Have a nice day / night, Chikujo. Good night.